What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight Club channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So most of you here that play your games basically are doing so because it's where you decide and choose to actually engage in your video games. However, with the changing landscape, I'm starting to see some players that are on console moving to PC or planning their move to PC. And don't be surprised, you're going to see more people start to join that group. The PC gaming scene grew very significantly in the last few years. Around 2016, 2017, the market grew by about $1 billion or so. And this was also coupled with the Bitcoin craze of that time. Now, many of you think maybe just the COVID version was the first Bitcoin mining craze, but no. That was version 2, and we also had shortages of PC parts even in the first one around that time. I think RAM took the biggest hit. I'm actually making this because just recently, Steam actually went ahead and put out the number of its players that are choosing to play Steam games with a controller. Now, there's probably no data set that correlates that many of these people moved from console to PC. However, I remember when I moved back from console to PC, because I started out playing on a PC, then I got the PS4. That was my main system. I enjoyed myself, but seeing that the proposition was not the best, I moved back to PC. I used a controller for almost all my games. I had to teach myself the Division, how to play it on a keyboard, but I still play with a controller even till date. This data set says, good morning, more players than ever are choosing to play Steam games with a controller, and we thought that it would be a good time to share some stats about controller usage on Steam, along with an update of Steam input. So let's go ahead and look at, the data. What's going on here? So apparently, what's going on is many are using big picture mode, they're using gyro aiming, they're using virtual menus, and because of the PlayStation controller support, you're starting to see that this third-party feature is just insane. This is one of the major benefits of playing on PC. You're able to use whichever controllers that you choose to use that are within the supported category, which is basically almost any. Now, in seeing this, there will be the particular, I would say, refutation of some kind that will tell you that a gaming PC is more expensive. Now, I'm not talking about your choice. If you want to play your games wherever, that's your choice. However, when we have this conversation, this particular argument will find itself creeping up. And I wanted to go ahead and take this opportunity to also update one of my builds that I made a while ago. I made this build as a console killer, and it came out to be $661. It has components that function better than the components in a PS5 and the components in a Series X. And we know this because we know the exact specifications in the PS5 and in the Series X because they're AMD components. So in this video, when I made my, when I made my price chart and I built this build, actually, I did build this. The CPU at the time, a Ryzen 5 5500, was $89.99. So I went back just recently and I realized that this particular CPU has actually dropped from its $89.99 sale point to now $83. So sorry guys, I added $6 extra, and this is the beauty of the PC platform. The market continues to contract and expand, so you're going to be getting benefits like that. So this particular total has now become, $650 something. Also, the GPU at the time was $317, while I first made a 3060 build using the $299 3060. Well, now that GPU, which is the 6750 XT, is now $299. It is temporarily out of stock on B&H, but it will be back in stock July 4th is when they've actually said their expected availability July 4th. So you can basically go ahead and add to your wish list or request assistance. What this will do with B&H is it will notify you when it comes back. We could look at Newegg as well. I bought mine from Newegg for $317. Ideally, the $17 and the $6 make it to be like $23. It doesn't seem like a significant, savings in the grand scheme of things. But whenever you're actually trying to make a build that meets that budget and has the performance, you really want to, basically cut in your prices as well to ensure that everything is actually, factored in. And the reason I'm actually highlighting B&H is because they have a program where they refund your taxes back to you. So our prices are actually as seen. When we see them on there, it's basically the price that we're going to get when we actually make the purchase at the cart and you pay with their B&H card. If you pay by other means, then you'll be paying the taxes. However, I recommend this because this is a methodology for you to also gain extra savings. So coming to the PC, if you want to, if this is your choice, is no longer a barrier of cost. It is now exclusively a barrier of knowledge and a barrier of convenience for you. Back in the day, maybe people would say, compared to a PS4, getting a good gaming PC was going to cost you a lot of money. Yes, that argument could have been made, but as a PS4 generation started to basically, reach its end, AMD, Intel, Nvidia were ramping up their production of competitive parts, and not only competitive by performance, but competitive by pricing. And then once Intel put its foot into the GPU, scene, it seemed like AMD felt that extra pressure because AMD had pretty much found a way to kind of push back against Intel's dominance in the CPU side. So this basically opened up the door for a lot of different conversations around GPUs, if you get what I mean. Now, here's the really beautiful thing about this. If you even say you left that budget at where it was at, right? Like you said, okay, what can I really do in this regard if I was wanting to build and say maybe I want a more powerful CPU? You can go for the Ryzen 5 5600, which is also, slightly, how would I put it? It's actually slightly more powerful than the 5500. It will really take you a long way. You can actually continue to game on this bad boy for probably the next 2 generations, simply because developers are not going to go develop something that cannot necessarily be used by a majority of players. I see a lot of people thinking that, these PCs, no, they'll optimize for you. That's what they want. They want sales. So now a lesson in optimization has been learned, saying that not everybody just adopted the new, devices. Isn't it funny though that some people, I don't know, some developers thought everybody was just going to basically jump into these new, hardware specs, and then nobody basically did because the scalpers were making everything go crazy and so on and so forth. So for $650, that's basically the crux of this matter. You can basically build a device brand new that beats the PC, that beats your PS5. Sorry, I said beats the PC. That beats the PS5 and the Series X. It's just basically going to be a simple gaming PC. Yeah, other components also on the list. If you go ahead and check up their updated prices, no one's going to sell you DDR4 RAM very expensive. Power supplies are competitive. Cases are very competitive in the market. And so right now, the world is yours. It's all at your fingertips if you wanted to basically make that move. So thanks so much for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.